If you could be a role outside of love interest, what other roles would you? Okay,
Superheroes.
I see it. I see it
Superheroes.
with the fur.
I
I
want to be
see
a
it.
superhero. I am a superhero.
Tony's a cute, my love is pure. Tony's a cute, my love is pure.
Show your love for Taquita Love. Comedy is cure.
Hey,
Hey.
what's up, Norman?
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm real good. Happy to be here
You want to have your phone?
with you.
You got to answer if somebody calls.
I feel like we got to get a little closer.
Why?
I don't know. I feel so disconnected.
Are we so
Nah, it's
far
okay.
apart?
Now
Just
we're
wanna look.
close.
We hold our hand. We hold.
Silly.
I can't stand you, Norman. So.
Why? Are we
Because-
in? We in right now?
Yeah, we in. We just
Okay,
gonna
okay.
start. We just do a casual feed in.
I love it. I love it.
So I'm here
So
with
that-
my homie, Mr. Norman Towns. We met in is it David A. Arnold's class?
Yeah, we did. We did.
And then
Rest
from
in
that,
peace.
yeah, rest in peace, David A. Arnold. Look at us, we working. He'll be
Right.
happy. Like, look at us.
He gonna be super happy.
Yeah,
huh?
y'all see y'all doing the work.
Yeah, I see y'all doing the work.
But then from that, we met at the class or because of the class in some point.
Yeah.
And then I remember the moment I feel like me and you kind of bonded on a comedy comrade tip is when we did a comedy show at the mall with Memphis Will.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember you was like,
we took a picture there. Remember
we
that?
took a picture with them. That was our first paid gig.
That was our first paid gig. But see, people, that's a prime example of people don't know how much work goes into stand up
Yeah.
and what it takes. And when you're performing at a mall in a food court
Yep.
and everybody is eating and looking at you telling jokes,
Yeah.
that means you really want it. That's a true test of character right there.
That was the bare bones. That was the bare bones. I remember being in the car. I don't know if we rapped on the way to the car. Like, we just had like comedian moments. But I remember being on stage and like, this sucks. So I was like,
Really? At the mall?
At the mall, because that was my first time like performing at a mall. But
I don't think you was alone. Not a lot of people perform at a mall. I don't know where Memphis Will got that idea to
and
do
Memphis
that.
was like, I feel like he was like dollar bill to us. He was like, like he was pinching us off the little money. Like,
Oh yeah. He was like that builder.
Shout out to Memphis Will. So then from that, we just became comedy comrades. Something about being a comedian, you wound up just like you hit people up. You did my web series,
I did.
Nursing Notes.
Yep.
And then from that moment, you became this superstar of a actor. I want to know how you got to that point.
Well, just transitioning in from stand up to acting, I feel as though it's a sweeter transition.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed stand up. I enjoyed the performance of it. I enjoyed just the network of people that you meet and come along the way. There's so many interesting people that are in the stand up community, especially like us, like and that was just the camaraderie of that was amazing. But I think acting is just like a natural transition into it because it's a performance. You're studying your lines. You're getting into it. The time and the effort that you put into stand up can translate into acting the same way. So it was just one of those things where it just moves in that direction.
Was that your ultimate goal?
It was a goal, but I don't know if it was necessarily my ultimate goal at the time. But it was a goal because at first I just wanted to do stand up because usually when I do something, I kind of take it where I'm just very present in that moment to where it's like, okay, this is stand up. And then you're dealing with the nights, you dealing with getting on stage, the open mics,
And
the
book
shows.
me. Can I get a show?
Can I get
Can
a
I get
show?
paid?
Can you bring people to the show? You're dealing with the wins, the highs, the lows. It's a lot of highs and the lows.
A lot of lows and the highs.
A lot of lows and highs, right? More lows, huh?
Them lows be low. Them lows be low.
Oh man, you have a bad show. It's the worst. And then, but when you have a good show, it's the best feeling in the world. So from that, I started auditioning because I kind of wanted. It's weird because when you're doing stand up, you need your nights.
Yeah.
And when you're acting, you need your days. So it's like, when do you get paid? you know, and where do you get paid? So you're trying to book commercials, you're trying to just make any type of money you can make just so you can survive that lifestyle. But acting was just a easier transition for me, and I was just, it's a lot.
Yeah, I remember seeing you on Issa Rae's show, Insecure.
Yeah.
And it was just like a ladies' man. Do you get a lot of those roles? Like,
I get them all the time. I'm like the typical. I get those roles all the time. That's the thing. Well, at first, you know, just from being an athlete, it started off as just athletic roles. So it was always like the basketball player, the football player, the young jock, and then it kind of transitioned.
And what sport did you play again?
Basketball.
Okay.
I mean, in high school, I played everything, and like as a kid, everything from baseball to basketball to football, but college basketball.
Okay. And that transition, because you just gotta you smiling. I'm just like, what you want? Give my bank. I'm like, here go my bank account. Here
I better smile brighter then. No,
I'm like, here go my debit card. No, it's something though. You just a naturally approachable, nice energy. Like,
I appreciate that.
Like you trust
you. Got a great energy too.
You
said like I trust you. Huh?
Yeah,
I want to do here. You
trust
can
him.
watch my dog. Okay. Speaking of dog, you still got your dog, right?
Why do people ask if I still have my dog? So back in the day,
you had it for a while.
Don't be trying to send my dog.
You tried to give me your dog at one point in time.
No, I didn't. I was like, I was like,
when your dog was pooping and peeing all over your living room, you wanted to give it to me.
I sure did. I was like,
Remember,
Norman,
it was locked in the bathroom. You had that dog locked in the bathroom.
Why are you telling me? Look, Peter, whoever.
Her dog was locked in the bathroom for a long time.
We were on set. We were filming at the time, and he was a new dog. He was house training, crate training. So he was crate training. He answered the door now. So
that dog got out that bathroom and was like,
shout out.
I was like, ooh.
Shout out to my baby Blue, my baby boy Blue.
Baby Blue.
No, me and Nori, we would always joke because I'd be like, my dog is a chick magnet.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, Norman, when you gonna come get? When you gonna come get your little
your
nephew?
dog. I'll steal your dog. I'll take your dog. The dog was a great dog too. Never seen outside of that bathroom, but it was.
Don't do my dog like that. Blue got his own Instagram. He gonna have his own show. Pretty.
Does he have his own Instagram now?
He should. Well, he don't, but he should. Leave my dog alone.
It's abuse. This
is not about me. I have grown. I have evolved to a great dog mom. Blue.
How old is Blue?
He's 8. And then what, you didn't expect me to be able to handle the care of a dog?
I didn't expect you to know Blue's age, let alone the care. No, I'm joking.
I can't with you.
Blue's 8, is he?
Blue is 8, yeah. Valentine's Day, he'll be 9.
Where'd you get Blue from?
Downtown LA here.
Like the alleys?
I rescued him, yes. I rescued him. Enough about Blue. Back to you. Leave my dog alone. Okay. So you are on Insecure, and then what other? I know that you just did a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I just did a Christmas movie. I just finished a show on AMC called Lace. That was really fun. So those are the projects that I've been working on. So it's fun. And then I'm also producing a movie called The Dunbar Heist.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm doing a movie in 2 months called A Perfect Love Storm.
Oh, you booked and blessed.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good short, or it was a good script.
Okay. Did you play the love interest? Because you the love interest everywhere.
Yeah.
I was just like Norman's house, the love interest.
I need a new interest. I need to be interesting in something else.
But if that's the role you go for, that's the role you go for. You know, athlete.
Hey, own it, right?
Yeah. Athletes want to be the love interest. You took from athlete to comedian, which is you want to be the love interest, to acting, and now you just the leading man. That's it. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna throw it.
Let's go that direction.
All you need is a dog with you at all times, and you gonna be the shit.
She's trying to press that dog. She's trying to press that dog.
Oh no, but so everybody knows that I'm a nurse.
Does everybody know that?
Everybody knows that I'm a nurse, and this show is.
I didn't know you was a nurse for a long time. So I was like, "How you living like this?" You was like, "I'm a nurse." I was like,
because
okay.
most comedians don't.
Most comedians don't live like her. That's one thing. I was like, "Wow, this is a beautiful place."
Have you seen where I live now?
I haven't seen where you live now.
I need to upgrade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't have a doorman anymore. I'm looking for a house. I'm looking for some property.
Well, I knew she was doing something other than comedy the way she was living.
Thought I was doing a legal
tip. I was like, she has a dog? That was a big plus back in the day. I was like, you can take care of something else other than yourself? She was like, yep.
Why people think I'm balling? I've worked hard. I've worked very hard.
You did.
And I'm pretty sure you probably living good too with all that acting money.
Because
you got fur on your neck. You have fur in the daytime.
Correct.
And it looks good. And you wearing it.
Yep. Yeah, you addressed it. You addressed it.
Yeah, I was like,
I own it. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Like fur on the denim. Come on. I'm not mad.
Talk your shit.
With the kneecap out.
Talk your shit. Taquita, talk your shit.
Don't
go ahead. Talk your shit.
I'm done.
No. Keep addressing her. Tell him what up. Tell him I got. Talk
you got
your
the Jesus
shit.
piece.
I got the collar.
You got the Jesus piece on?
I got some chains, so I keep them tucked.
Yeah, okay.
We in LA. I don't know if y'all know the location we in, but I'm gonna keep them tucked. I got the distressed sweater.
That's how you know you balling, when you got all your jewelry tucked. You wear it because you want to feel it on your body.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to show it because you don't want nobody to steal it off your body. Come on, look at that. Look at the riddle.
Girl, you must be from Chicago. Where you from?
You got to bundle
Where
up.
You from?
You got to make sure that don't nobody catch you.
Right.
But no, I'm happy to see that you're doing so well. You know what I'm saying?
So
like
much. I
you look
appreciate
up out of nowhere, and people don't understand. Like when you in entertainment, you don't have to talk to people every day. You don't have to see them every day.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just love. Like I hit you up, you was like, Taquita, yes. It's before I even asked, like.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm a support. Yeah.
So I'm very happy to see like where you're going and your higher heights.
Thank you.
And I'm happy to see you on the big screen doing big things.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So sweet.
I am a nurse, and I do, my background's heavily in the medical field, and I still love, the medical field.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask you if you had any like unexpected trips to the emergency room or any crazy medical stories.
You know what? I've rolled my ankle a bunch of times and went to the hospital. I think
As an athlete.
As an athlete. Luckily, I haven't had any crazy medical stories as far as regarding me when I'm injured. But I did work at a hospital at UCLA Ronald Reagan.
Yes. What? What did you do? What was your role?
I was an administrative care partner.
Okay. What's the real word for it? What's the word that everybody will know?
ACP. Receptionist. Yeah, somewhat.
What was the layman's term? Because job applications, the title will be something totally different. You'd be like, oh, you the doorman. Like, it'd be like.
Yeah, well, as far as an administrative care partner goes, I worked within the neuropsychiatric unit. To where I would
come on, intelligence. Okay.
To where I would input the charts that the doctors would write for the children's or the adult, and I would input that information into the computer. So I would just input information. Okay. But I swung between a few different units, so I would just put all their information in, and it was crazy because I would see all their charts, and then I would see the people. So I would read what happened or how they got here and enter the medication, and then I would just see the kids or the people, and it would just be totally like.
What was so shocking about it? That they overcome what they had, or that you knew something about them that they didn't know you knew?
I think both.
Okay.
Because you would see.
So what made you quit? Like, what was or did you quit?
I've been fired from probably every job that I've had.
Okay.
No, I didn't get fired. I didn't quit. I just stopped working.
You just said, I'm not.
Nah, they let me go. They let me go.
I figured.
They let me go.
Because you was in there talking to that guy too long. They was like.
That's exactly what happened, to be honest with you. And it was crazy because this is kind of funny, but all of the employees would joke with me, and we were so friendly and joking. And one of my managers came in the break room and was like, "Hey, we're gonna have to let you go." And I said, "No, I'm gonna have to let you go." And then he said, "I swear this really happened." And I was like, was like, are you joking with me? He's like, nah, I'm not joking with. But you gotta understand, they always joke with me because I'm a jokester. And I was like, well, I'm not leaving. I thought, I swore he was joking.
You thought?
He said, I'm gonna have to call security. And I was like, go ahead.
And
call
he
him.
said it calmly.
Very calmly. Smile, like a halfway smile. So I was just like, all right, go ahead. Call security, and they escorted me out of the hospital.
What made you walk? Did they have to actually physically touch you, or when they came, you was like, oh, this real?
Now, when they walked through the door, I said, are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Why did they get? What did they say? Why you got fired?
Yeah, he said that later on, because I had to get on unemployment, and I called. I was, I kind of was like, I was hurt. I was hurt. But they just said that I wasn't cut out for the job.
They didn't give you an explanation.
They just said I wasn't cut out for the job.
That's it.
That's it.
Wasn't putting the information in right.
No, I was putting it in the information right, but a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people that work at like a psych ward or psychiatric hospital, like a lot of those nurses are crazy.
Okay. I'm not even.
Said it.
I actually, I actually did a rotation in.
Really?
In the psych ward.
I felt like I was the only normal one in there. I was like, yo, am I crazy that I feel like I'm the only normal one? Because they would be like the nurses would spaz out on you, and I didn't. I said, look, this is what you told me to input. No, I didn't say that. And I'm just like, yo, like you told me to. It was just like that. Like the doctors were great. The doctors were great. They were cool. They were nice. It's the nurses that were crazy.
And so they matched the patient. You don't think they had to put a front so the patients would feel comfortable?
You know what? It might have been just a crazy mind tactic, but they were like, I realized within 2 weeks how the nurses were all off. Like it was on some American Horror Story situation where all these nurses were crazy. And then they would tell you their story to try to like have you to empathize about them. And then they would ask you so much information about your life that had nothing to do. You have a girlfriend? Or where are you from? And then you just, it was just like on some, and then they would try to use that against you. Like your girlfriend know you're getting fat. Like just stuff like that. All the time.
Well, I did do a psych rotation, meaning that I worked as a student nurse at a psychiatric ward for about 6 weeks. And you want to know what's something crazy is that one of the nurses that I knew wound up being a patient in that place. And that's when I was like, yo, I got to make sure I take care of my mental.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
But I feel like the job can make you, go
crazy.
And I don't want to say go crazy, but it can give you stress, and it could cause you to need to take a break. It could cause you to need like to reset.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know you need to reset because you just like the kids, the husband, the dog.
Yeah.
And then at some point you just trying to rob a bank with a hot dog or something.
And there was a difference because I would go between different units. So there was an adult unit and there was a children's unit. So I worked in the children's unit. And some of the kids were amazing. They were great. Like, their parents were really cool, but the nurses were all crazy.
What else made a nurse crazy? Because you just said they was asking you personal questions, and that's not crazy.
Well, it was like they would forget what they said or get upset at things that they've never said.
Okay.
And it was a constant like pull and push and pull and push. And I think sometimes when you're working with children, you have to have a authoritative approach, or it's so they couldn't make the transition. They couldn't speak to you like an adult.
Okay. Because they were always talking to kids.
Yeah, they were always talking to kids. And then they couldn't remember things that I've never been in a situation like that before.
I'm sorry you had to deal with that. But
it made me care. It made me
my community care.
They cared, but it made me see a lot of, it made me realize certain things about life and just how people can't make a separation. You know how wrestlers are wrestlers and then they go home and it's a different person. Like some people can't.
It's hard to turn the job off.
Yeah, they can't turn the job off. But it was an experience.
Well, I'm happy you got fired, and I'm happy they let you go because look at all this awesomeness.
I would have.
You wouldn't have made it here. You wouldn't have did all this.
Well, what's funny is when I got laid off, when I got fired or laid off, I ended up walking to this place called the Brew Co. in UCLA, and that's when I started doing, like, that was my start of my stand-up career. So,
and how long were you doing stand-up?
I started when I got laid off. Well, I always wanted to dibble and dabble in the stand-up, so I would sometimes get on stage like 2010, but from 2011, that's when I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you just
through like 2015, and then everything else kind of started transitioning. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
My comedy career started when I took improv at Second City, and that was about 15 years ago.
Okay.
So I did Second City.
Was it Second City out here?
Second City, LA, in Hollywood. And from that, I did sketch writing, improv. I did a conservatory. We wrote our own show. Okay. We wrote, like we performed. From that, I went to UCB. And at UCB, I did sketch writing, improv. Okay. Like they do monologues when they do their improv. Yeah. It's called the Herald, their improv style. Okay.
Got you.
And from that, wasn't nobody talking about your character's good or your acting is good. They was like, we like your stories.
You're like, an amazing storyteller too.
Thank you. It's like, do this stuff only happen to me? Well, like the stories that happen, like the things that happen in my life.
I think how you can pinpoint certain details of your story is something that's unique, and it's something that not a lot of people can do, because you can pinpoint the right details in a story. And it's hard because when you're living a story, something can be funny to you because you see everything that's happened, or you know everything that happened. But when you're telling it, you're missing certain things because in your head you already see the whole story. So you're like, oh, this was funny. But you have an innate ability to be able to pinpoint and project, or you're able to deliver certain details of a story that can be very captivating and can pull you into it, where you're like, wow, that was amazing. That's one thing that you really do well.
Thank you.
I don't know if
that's my strength. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't be on stage doing cartwhils and nothing. It's just be like, this is what happened to me. Could y'all believe?
Yeah.
That I had to help my dad use the bathroom? Like, it would just be like regular stuff.
Wow, you had to help your daddy use the bathroom?
Yes, I got a joke about it. And I really do. Because they wanted me to be a nurse when I'm not a nurse, and I'm like, I came to visit you. You need to call your nurse.
Oh, and they want
and
you to be a nurse.
The nurses was like, well, you a nurse, so we overstaffed, understaffed. We understaffed. Why don't you handle that? You know what you're doing.
You ever go home, people be like, hey, what do you think this is? Or what is this? Do they do that to you?
No, I get a lot of people sending me text messages. People I don't know, like say a friend of a friend will be like, hey, one of my friends, Anishika, she gave somebody my number. They sent me pictures of rashes and was like, do you think I should go to the doctor? And it'd be like, the nurse in me, I care. So I look at them and I answer. But it's just like, like people just go to the doctor. Just if you think
like, what can you do about it, huh?
Exactly. And you don't know me. But I always say when I'm off work, I'm off. But if somebody asks,
you working all the time,
I'm always like, I care. So I did UCB. People said my stories were funny. From that, my brother challenged me to take David A. Arnold's class.
Wait, challenge? Was this in the challenge era, or where it's like, I challenge you to challenge? Yeah. When you say I challenge you, your brother ain't challenged you. Your brother,
my brother, I didn't want to, like, stand up was not like something that I was like, I'm funny, I want to be. Like, it was just like, I was a nerd. That's it. I was a nerd. I got straight A's. I was I had a 4.3 GPA, and I wore glasses at times, and I didn't need to wear glasses. That's how much of a nerd I was.
Really? You wore glasses and you didn't need to wear glasses?
And that's how much I was a nerd. I ain't gonna lie. But my brother, me and him we audited the class. I took the class, and from that, I was like, oh, I told stories about being a nurse. And from that, I started doing all the open mics. And you get sucked in a comedy. It'd be like a high.
It do.
It's like, I'm trying to chase that first.
You do really well, huh? You do really well when you start.
I thought I did, but in the beginning, you don't know what you be doing.
Yeah, but I think you just have that level of freedom, or that level of where there's no right or wrong. Yeah. So anything just feels good because you did it.
Yeah, that is.
You start learning how to do it, and it's like, I
yeah, you be proud of yourself. Like, yes, I did that. And then from that, I did one show. My first show was at Ha Ha. And I thought I killed. But when I look at the tape, I did great. I would never tell those jokes again. It was like all the punchlines was this nigga here.
It was probably like,
Everybody was dying because they
Was
was
it
like,
people
look at the
coming up
black
to you?
girl saying the N-word.
Yeah.
That's what they was like.
Did anyone come up to you after the show and say, this here?
Yeah, everybody tagged it. Everybody tagged it. Actually, Damon Wayans Jr. went up after me. There was a Lakers game on, and he went up after me. I did Janet Russo's Wildin' Out Wednesdays. That was my first time on stage ever doing stand-up. And Damon Wayans Jr. went on stage afterwards, and he tagged it up.
Like, how many times did you say
I don't know. It was a lot.
Yeah,
it was too
you
much.
like,
I got to bleep this out. It was too much.
this nigga.
And then from that, I just...
Yeah.
It happens. You get on TV, you do a show, you do another show, you go on the road. And I'm here trying to, I'm doing my podcast.
You're doing it great, too. I'm super proud of you and super happy for you.
Thank you, Norman.
I think, this is dope. This is unique. And you're able to share who you are, and you're able to bring in your friends,
like
and
the dopest people in the world.
Yeah, the dopest people in the world, and they can share their stories about who they are and how they started. And you producing this yourself.
Hey,
She's producing it herself.
Come on, give me my credit.
She's doing it all herself, and just the stress of anyone that's done anything by themselves is a lot. So it's like, I commend you. I would clap, but I don't want to mess up
the audio. Yeah, because I'm editing the audio. No,
she's editing the audio too.
We need funding, y'all. We need funding. Come on,
do
people.
that.
I am.
Are you?
Yeah. So hopefully the goal is to enlighten and educate the Black community primarily, but all communities on the importance of healthcare. So I know that laughter is the best medicine, and through our stories and through our journeys, there's always something that people could take away. So
what do you think is like a key focal point of the education factor, or matter of fact, what is something that we need to be educated on more?
I think
if there was something specific, or it might not even be specific, but just what do you think within our community that we need to be? Because I know a lot of Black men, we don't go to the doctors.
Nobody goes to the doctor.
Sometimes we don't trust the doctors, or we're scared of the doctors because they might say something that
don't want to hear.
We don't want to hear. But in your word, what do you think?
I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it or lie about anything. A lot of times people don't get health care because they, like you said, there's fear. There's fear like grandma went to the hospital and she never came home. Yeah. Or there's fear of they're going to tell me something that I don't want to hear, and then I'm going to have to do something that I don't want to do. Or, there's the fear of like, let me live my life. Let me enjoy myself. Yeah. But from my perspective, I just think if we can raise awareness. That's it. Like knowing that, like a friend of mine, Keitra Long, she was on the podcast. She had breast cancer. She's still alive. She's a stand-up comedian. She's touring all over the world. She's doing her thing. She got treated. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you might just have to trust medicine at some point. Yeah.
Have they came out with any cures for anything recently?
Cures. I wouldn't say, medicine is a practice. So,
well, who comes up with cures? Like when penicillin came out, or
who comes out? It's a lot of trial and error.
Really?
Like a lot of research.
I've always found that it was interesting how we can make a man a female a man.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, we can do so much, even with technology. It's so heightened, but
yeah, I'm scared of all that. I'm just like, we doing too much.
But even technology, it's like we're at levels that I never would have thought like 10, 20 years ago. But then when I want to know like what have they cured, it kind of just stops.
I don't know that there's treatment, and they say treatment, but cure.
Every year there should be a list of things that they've cured within that year.
But I think a lot of stuff starts with nutrition. It starts with preventative medicine too. So if we can get to the point where, like my mom had borderline diabetes. And when I say borderline, her H1C level was like diabetic. Yeah. They gave her 3 months to change her diet and to do these things to make it in a regular level. Yeah. She moderately changed her diet, and when her level went back to normal, she started eating cookies and cakes again. You know what I'm saying? So like,
did it go back to?
I don't know. She just living her life. She like, leave me alone. And then people be so set in their ways. They be like, let me live my life. That's it. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna die anyway. That's one thing I hear a lot. Like, I'm gonna die anyway, so let me do what I need to do. Yeah. That's just And I'm a nurse. My brother's a nurse. My sister's a nurse. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we should have no issues in our family.
Nobody had any more ambition to be a doctor, huh? I'm joking. Nobody said, you know what? How about I just take it to another level and be a doctor?
We said no. You know, no. Actually, I am currently pursuing my nurse practitioner degree. Mm-hmm. Currently,
let's go.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Let's go. But yeah, so that's really good that we should be educated, especially on the healthcare practice. It's a scary world. But I do want I would love to see a list of cures every year.
We're gonna Google them. We're gonna find some. And
if
then
you Google cures that they found.
Any of the listeners know cures, then let us know and tag Norman.
Yeah, I would love to know, just to be like, okay, they came up with some cures.
Yeah.
Because I think it's so like cloudy sometimes when it comes to things. Like
you never gonna get a straight answer.
Yeah,
that's
you can't get a straight answer.
You can't get one, because if we say definitely and it don't happen, then there's a lawsuit, or there's like, well, you said, you know.
Well, I know one nurse that I worked with at the hospital. She said that there was a gentleman that came up with the cure for the common cold. It was something that was simple. It was something that was easy, like legit came up with the cure for it, and he disappeared.
Yeah. You know what? When I think there was somebody on that Malaysia plane that, remember that plane went down that was going to Malaysia, and I think it was a bunch of scientists that had the cure for AIDS. That's what I heard. Don't quote me if it's not right.
Really?
But there's money.
Because
medicine
think about medicine,
it's a
like
big money
medicine
market.
is a big market, right? And even if you look at something on a smaller scale, it's like if you're selling this and somebody else is selling something similar, you're gonna try to get rid of them because this is your money. And it's like, if I'm making money off of medicating or making sure you could sustain something, that's more money than me fixing it. You know. I do like the holistic approach when it comes to healthcare. But doctors don't push holistic approaches.
Yeah, because they're practicing medicine. You know.
So preventative. I think just being a nurse, even preventative, is that more holistic?
I don't know if you could call it holistic. I just think preventative care is necessary.
How do you feel about the vaccine? Were you vaccinated, or is this going into some?
This is
going into another area. You're like, hey, we want to.
I'm looking like, cut the light. I'm like, let's cut the camera.
We can have this discussion. We having a real discussion. He said, "This ain't what I wanted it to be."
No, but that is a topic for another time. I ain't gonna lie, it's a topic for another time. You have to study it. Like when smallpox or the bubonic plague, when everybody was getting poisoned or getting sick by them rats, the black rats. Just because all I see is the rats with the red eyes. Like,
black rats. Girl, black. Why black gotta be the plague and the bad? Yeah,
black gotta, because rats are. Anyways, you know that story with the bubonic plague, and that was like one of the first type of pandemics.
Well, what's the full like? In a nutshell,
it was a rats was infecting everybody, and then that's how it passed.
And how they get rid of it? But did they
medicate
or did they cure it?
Well, that's for you. That's for me to know. You can find out.
It was for all of us to know. Ain't nobody with the
Norman Towns wants a cure. That's what Norman Towns was.
What I'm saying is, like, we don't talk about the cures anymore.
But
nobody talks about a cure.
We'll see. But I think in 20 years, when all the research is done based on all the people that have had X amount of symptoms, then there'll be more answers. That's just how research works. You know, I feel like we're in the petri dish.
Yeah.
For something like that. And with that being said, it's been so good to talk to you, Norman. Get the out now.
Hey, I know. Get up out of here. Your Apple Watch went off at least 13 times. You like, all right, somebody at the door.
No, you got these slides on. You're so cool.
Yeah, I'm comfortable. We gotta catch up. We gotta talk after the podcast. Some stuff we gotta, yeah. Gotta leave it for the podcast.
Oh my God.
She's gonna be like, I want a kid. All right, go ahead.
This is the cure to ashiness. That's what that is. How about
there you go.
There is a cure to ashiness.
There you go. With the CBD Love
RX Organics.
Love RX Organics.
Yes, who's sponsoring our podcast today.
Hey, we appreciate you, Love RX Organics. Use this as a drop.
Yeah, I can't. Why you gotta bite your bottom lip? You are not on the movie set right now.
I love it here. I feel like it. Feels like a set.
But thank you so much. You did give us a glimpse on what's next with the movies that you have coming out.
Yeah.
But give us again, like briefly, what's next? Where can we find you?
Okay, so Lace is coming out. It's on AMC, all black. The Perfect Love Storm. I'm not sure the distribution of that. The Dunbar Heist. We're working on that now. So, you could just for now follow me. I'm on Instagram. I'm everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Okay. Well, y'all follow Norman.
Yeah, I'm excited.
See him on the big screen playing a love interest in the near future.
Love interest.
If you could be a role outside of love interest, what other roles?
Superheroes.
Okay, I see it.
Superheroes.
I see it with the fur.
I want to be a superhero. I am a superhero.
Marvel. Norman as a superhero.
Well, also, anything that I play, I just want to do the best job and bring that character to life. So just really committed to that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm happy to see you.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good. Come get that dog.
Tony's a cute. My love is pure. Tony's a cute. My love is pure.
Show your love for Taquita Love. Comedy is pure.
But as always, you want this. I had one dude was like, "Hey, you think you could bring a brother the clear machine home?" Oh, the clear machine. He was like, "Yeah, ma, the revival. Clear."